All right, let's go. We on. Let's work. All right, let's squeeze back. We have another video here today. As you already know, this is for the initiates. We talk differently over here. Retarded shit. Um, Again, briefly, right before we delve into the topic, the reason why I'm doing this, of course, this is about spirituality. I'm choosing a few of the major spiritual topics to bring a little bit of clarification, putting that dot on that I, okay? Um, that I came to understand or that had helped me. And pretty much, I'm trying to bring some of those clarifications, to those who needs it. I'm your Gemini man, baby. Okay. So, and that's also another reason why this is for the initiates. Okay. So the topic of today is going to be about mind control. You need mind control in your life. Okay. So when people are saying such and such is under mind control, what they're saying is they are under the influence of other people. Okay. So you need to take over your mind. In other words, you need to control your mind. So the mind control has to come from you instead of from somebody else. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no fight, like again, okay, you need to embody everything, okay? Because that's what a spiritual person do. We do what it does. You feel me? But anyway, to get back to what I was saying, it's pretty much about you taking control over your mind. So what happens with mind control sometimes, for lack of better terms, referring to other people controlling your mind, it becomes part of you and you don't even know it. You're not aware of it. So for you to overcome that, you need to know, well, a lot of things. First of all, this shit's gonna be a process, right? So it's gonna be a process, and in that process, for you to even start the process, there's a couple of things that you need to understand. The difference between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And one of the major differences, I'm not gonna get into that too much because we want to stay under mind control, but I don't want to just talk about the differences without giving you a couple of, what I'm saying, things, stones for you to step on. Okay? So, one major thing that I got to understand that really helped me, right? When you talk about conscious, right, you're talking about being aware, but your subconscious mind is more conscious than your conscious mind. You gotta understand that, right? And how would that help you, though? Shit, a whole lot, a whole lot. So therefore, you would have to ask. So what's the conscious mind? What's the subconscious mind then? If the subconscious mind is more conscious than your conscious mind, then what is the conscious mind? What does it do? Different things, right? So it could be your conscious mind is a filter. Your conscious mind is directive. It guides things into your conscious mind. But as far as being conscious, your subconscious mind is already there. And your subconscious mind is also linked to your emotional body too. That's why you'll see a lot of people that do, or even being with somebody, right? It ain't like they hate, they love to hurt themselves. I mean, that could be one translation. I get it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or if you addicted to certain things, because of the repetition, you've been doing it constantly, and your emotional body picks up on it. So you have to go, in order for you to change, you got to go at the bottom. You got to go at the source. You got to go at the source. So I'm saying all of that to say, when it comes to taking over your own fucking mind, that it's a process, not just a process, but there's a lot of work that has to be done. There's a gentleman, in other words, you're going to have to do your shadow work. You have to do your shadow work. In fact, there was a book called Shadow Work, if I'm not mistaken. It's by the author name is Timothy Riderick or Ridrick. Don't quote me on that, but you Google it, you're going to come up with this motherfucker. Right? So he talks about shadow work. And one of the major exercise that, well, I like, or one of the exercise, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is what do you call that? It's a manual book, right? So it gives you the understanding, but at the same time, there's a couple of work that he also provides for you to do, right? In order for you to do your shadow work. But in reality, doing your shadow work simply means taking over yourself and also controlling your mind, because that's what you're doing when you do your shadow work. You know what I'm saying? You're kicking some of that shit out, but you're putting on your own shit. That's why you need to have mind control. In fact, when you control your mind, nobody else is going to control your mind because you are in control. So you got to have mind control, okay? So I just wanted to debunk that shit, mind control having that bad connotation, okay? So, you need to be in control of your mind. In fact, that's why other people been controlling your mind, because you're not fucking doing it. Now, mind control is nothing bad. Obviously, just like I just described, right? It could be something as easy as, okay, we all went through it. As a child, when somebody gives you something, what do you say? Okay, so that's mind control. You say thank you. When you ask somebody to do something for you, what's the magic word, nigga? Please. All of that is mind control. So there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, this shit is good. You know what I'm saying? You say please to somebody, you say thank you. There's nothing wrong with it. But the bad part becomes when you're not in control of it. Okay? And now you're becoming something that you are, I can't say you're not because you became it, but you're becoming something that somebody else wants you to become. Okay? You need to take control, right? So doing your shadow work, that's what this is all about. And as you're doing it too, that's why this shit is a process. You're also healing yourself. You're releasing some of that old energy and you're replacing it. So one of the major exercises that he talked about is actually, oh, before I get into it, it's when you go in your past, right? I mean, what's the past right now? It's all fucking memories. All memories. Because your subconscious mind hears something else, another jewel, you know what I'm saying? Dropping that shit, pick that shit up. Okay? Or if you want to, you know what I'm saying? And this is for the initiate, so only the initiates will be able to get it. I'm your Gemini man, baby. You'll get it in time. That too. But anyway, your subconscious mind do not know the difference between what you say is real, what you say is fake. Example. Have you ever watched a scary movie? And in the mix of the movie, you jumping or maybe you get scared or anything like that, but you already know this shit is a movie. You know it. You get scared, or maybe if you heard something in the house, there's a noise, something drop, you're like, what the fuck? Like, especially if you're watching a fucking horror movie, right? So, but you already know this is just a movie, but yet it doesn't stop you from reacting a certain way, right? So your subconscious mind doesn't know what is real, doesn't know what is fake. That's just the way it is. So I had to say this first because not only that everything you have now is memories, right? It can only either make you happy or you have some bad memories when you think about it. What does it say? I mean, what does it do to you? Makes you feel sad, right? So all fucking memories that has that kind of impact on you, that influence on you. So now all you got to do is change that fucking memory. You go back, and that's part of his book. I think that's one of them. He drops so many different fucking exercises for you to do too. But that's the one thing that I remembered because I did do that one, and other ones too. I mean, you got to put the work in. No, niggas, there's no way around it, man. You know what I'm saying? I wish there was a shortcut. Just do the work, okay? So when you go back, you change everything, okay? If you were raised in a small house, nigga, make that shit a big house. Make it a castle. Make that shit a palace. You know what I'm saying? You have servants, people sucking your dick or some shit. If you know what I'm saying, whatever you into, whatever you know what I'm saying, shit. You got maids. You were in fucking Egypt. Do whatever the fuck you want. Because as I already broke it down, your mind wouldn't know the difference. Now, it's going to take a couple of repetitions for your emotion to synchronize with that, right? Because because you that's the healing process too, just so you motherfuckers know, right? So this exercise is very deep because there's so many things that's happening, in the mix of you doing it. You healing yourself, you releasing old energy, and you replacing that shit. And that's what makes it a process. Okay? So the reason why I had to break down not knowing the real or the fake about the subconscious mind was just for you to keep doing what you're doing. You may feel like, okay, nothing's happening yet. Just keep doing the shit, nigga. Like, as long as you understand what I just told you, you just keep doing it. And besides, when you got to say thank you after somebody gave you something, you didn't pick that shit up in one day. So repetition. Speaking of that, there's another book, Mind Control 101, by John Ellis K, whatever. Google that shit. Another good book too, because it tells you about how the subconscious mind is being programmed, right? It's being programmed through repetition. There's a couple other things that he says that I don't remember at this moment, right? Shit, maybe I gotta sip so that should come in. You know what I'm saying? Spirit be tripping sometimes. hmm So repetition, right? And here's something else too. The very fact that everything you had about your past life is just memories now, it's to show you how everything is a fucking illusion too. But that's a whole different, conversation, right? Because all you have now is just, so you've been living in the now for the for fucking ever. And that's why when you do your magic too, everything got to be in the now, even if you get it 6 months from now. Uh, we talk different over here. That's a whole different shit. But anyway, um, so many shit to talk about, man. God damn. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta keep this shit short too. I mean, I don't really have to, but I choose to. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all niggas gonna have to put the work in. I'm just your Gemini man, baby. This is what you need for you to get to the next level. Okay? So, mind control is not a bad thing. You need to take over your mind. You need to control your mind. Once you control your mind, then what I'm saying, other people wouldn't be able to control you. Not giving a fuck. That's another way. Mind your business. Mind your fucking business. That's another way for you to control your mind too. Okay, I think there's a lady that talks about not giving a fuck. Look her up. She's dope and fine too. Badass sister too, man. Damn, bitch, your light skinned ass. But anyway, badass, badass, badass. She actually, I think it's on TED's, right? Where she broke down not giving a fuck. I can't recall her name. I'm sorry, but she's fine as fuck. That's what I remember. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, she broke it down where, I mean, all of that, not giving a fuck, is actually powerful. It's you claiming your power, you claiming your energy, right? So, that's all part of reprogramming your subconscious mind, but most importantly, taming that monkey, okay, which is your mind that should keep jumping all around the place, you know what I'm saying, the jungle. But anyway, so that's that. So we talked about things you're going to need to know, as you'll be in that process, your conscious and your subconscious mind, because this shit is a whole fucking topic in itself. And even for me to even start talking about this shit, it took me 10 years to get it. Hey, listen, call me retarded, because we talk different over here, all right? But what I'm also referring to, fully grasping it, because there's layers to that shit, right? There's layers to it, right? So the one thing I talked about, the subconscious mind being more conscious than the subconscious mind, that's another layer to it. And everything, you breathing, your digestion system, all of that shit, it's happening on your subconscious mind. And and this is also another statement, or another way of saying everything that is in the physical is from the invisible, or not physical, however the fuck you want to word it. Okay. Right. So that's what it is. So when we talk about mind control, it's a good thing. You need to control your mind, and that's what they're referring to by being under mind control. Now, for you to take over your mind, obviously, if it's been controlled for how many long, you know what I'm saying, we don't even know. So therefore, you have to do your shadow work. I gave you the book, Timothy Rhetoric, shadow work. He'll give you a few exercises on there for you to do because you got to put the work in. Pretty much, one of the major exercises, just to recap, not being redundant here and talking about the same shit over and over, but you go in the past, you change it because everything you have now about your past is a memory. And what would your past have to do with your present? Everything. Everything you do in life is from your past. And the past and the future is all one, right? And then you're going to start healing yourself because anybody, let's say you had a problem with in the past, you go back and scratch that shit, guess what happens? You're releasing that energy. But you got to keep doing that exercise. So you keep doing that shit, you're going to be good, okay? What am I missing here? What am I not saying? Shit, I think I said everything, all right? Um, okay, so what else can help you with understanding taking over your mind? It's going to be a process. Be gentle. Love yourself. Love yourself. It's a process. Um, just go through the process. Some may take, like I told you, it took me 10 years, right? Um, but in those 10 years, I mean, there's been, I mean, I'm saying to fully grasp it, okay? So, and there's layers into that shit too. So, and you know what I'm saying, and shit, even now. So understanding those things, would definitely help you to take control over your mind. All right? Aisha, bravo. We out.